How are we doing? I trust everybody is doing very well. It is a pleasure to come your way again today. And guess what? We have a very wonderful, awesome woman, personality, and an author with us today. I think I've already talked about her before, a little bit about her book. She is the author of Applesinaseed, Unleashing Your Uniqueness, or Unleashing the Unique You. I have spoken about this book about 3 or 4 times in my live shows, and we are excited to have our sister Rosemond with us today. So without wasting any more time, I want to introduce to you Sister Rosemond Sarpong Owens. Sister Rosemond, thank you so much for coming to join us today in our discussion. It's really a blessing unto me, and I know it will be a blessing to us audience as well. So thank you and God bless you. I chanced on Miss Rosemond's book last year. I got it on my desk on September 25th, 2020. And reading it, oh my goodness, it blew my mind. I think I was one of the people that gave her the first reviews. And I was excited. It was like my second Bible, and I started talking about it. So we have our sister here with us, and she's going to talk a little bit about her book with us, share some nuggets with us. So thank you, Sister Rosemond, again, and welcome to Destiny Shapers with Sheila Noye. Can you introduce yourself to us so our audience will know who you are? Thank you.
Hello, Sister Sheila. Thank you for this opportunity to talk to you this afternoon, this evening, and depending on where people are. And thank you for the opportunity to share. It's a privilege and an honor always when I get the opportunity to share with others. So thank you.
It's a pleasure. Can you introduce yourself? Who is Miss Rosemond? A little background.
So primarily, I am a child of God. I have been blessed with an amazing family. And I love the Lord, love people. I love life, love to live, and love to laugh. I think in essence, that is me. Some people call me Rosemond, some people call me Rosie, some people call me Rose, Rosebud, Rosie Posy. My thing always is a rose by any name is still sweet. So once you have a rose in there somewhere, you're good, you know, and yeah.
Awesome.
So that's basically about me.
Awesome. It's a pleasure to have you. Welcome once again. So, Applesinaseed, Unleashing the Unique You. Can you tell us what inspired you to write this book and even to select this type of genre?
Where do I start? I was born a storyteller. I like to tell stories, and I am dramatic, and I love history. Think Applesinaseed is a combination of everything that I am. I love history. I love historical figures. There are people, heroes who have inspired me over the years. And so I love reading about them, and their stories inspire me. I think that for every Black History Month, for maybe for 3 decades, I always read about mostly the same people, right? And so in essence, Applesinaseed is a combination of who I am, my interest, my likes, the things that make me happy, and to top it all of, I'm a storyteller. But what actually inspired this is a lot of things that I'm actually right now beginning to unravel for me. It was one woman who inspired me to write, to actually start writing, the some of these stories had been there, they've always been there, right? So a lot of these Applesinaseed, I think for those who don't know about the book, is the unexpected lives of 9 world changes and what it can teach us all about resilience, overcoming adversity, and unleashing our purpose or our potential. I was talking about who inspired me. I met one woman who was talking to me about the fact that nothing had worked in her life. And she had just born a son. And she was saying basically that based on where her life has been, she didn't think that her son was going to amount to anything, you know. And that did something to me, and it made me ask, what if, like, how do we even know who is supposed to make it in life and who is not supposed to make it? We know, for those of us who are people of faith, that we are created in the image of God, you know. So I think that at that point, something stirred within me, and I went to have a conversation with her, basically to assure her that God knows the reason why her son was born. And the God who knows why he was born will bring to pass whatever he purposed to pass in his life, you know. So this woman was in my life for like 3 days. She went her merry way, I went mine. But I realized that I always thought, oh, so what actually became of her son? You know, and it was in my questioning the what ifs and just wondering, said, maybe there must be something to this. Do we know at birth what we are going to become? Maybe some people do, maybe a Prince William or something, you know, like Queen Elizabeth, maybe. But for the majority of us, do we know? Do we know what God has purposed in our lives? So I'm a storyteller, I'm a historian. Let's go back in history and see those who we revere today as life changers. Who were they? And Miss Sheila, what I found out was most of these 9 heroes were ordinary people like you and I.
Oh. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for giving us the background of your book. I was reading the prologue and I captured a quote. You said, you can count the seeds in an apple, but you cannot count the apples in a seed. And what really intrigued me was the fact that you did an experiment to really see what was inside an apple to come up with your ideas. So that was really awesome. And talking about what ifs, before I chanced on your book, I had made a video on what ifs, asking because I was procrastinating so much on what I was capable of doing. I was pushing it. And then one day the messages came over me that what if you don't try at all? What if you do? We normally ask ourselves, what if I do it and I don't succeed? But what will happen if you also don't try? So instead of just asking the what if, we need to go, you know, further and do it and see what will happen. And that is why I'm excited and so appreciative of the fact that you wrote this book and you are also here with me to talk about this book. And I could say your book is really doing well on Amazon. It has 100% rating, and that is awesome. And I know I'm one of those people who gave you the review, so I'm excited. So what is 1 or 2 things that was really a great challenge that really like prevented you from finishing this book, but you were able to push through it and you were able to do it? And what helped you? What helped you to overcome that challenge? Can you share a little bit of that with us?
Yes, I am happy to. Before I do that, however, I want to go back to something you said. Okay. What I heard you say was you had made these recordings about what ifs. And I think that what I have learned is, whether it's you or myself, I think we all wonder at times, you know, because we always face this challenge, whether to do or not to do. There is a saying, and it goes like this, and I don't recall who said it, so I can't attribute it to anybody at this time, but somebody famous, of course, said, those who think they can and those who think they can't are both right. As you were talking about your own wanderings and the what ifs, it made me think of that also. Secondly, I want to thank you. Writing a book is one thing. We are indie authors. I have a group of sister authors, Marjorie, Nana Yabuafo, Mami Yabuafo, Norman, Abba Keto, and we call ourselves sister authoresses. And we are all indie publishers, meaning we are independent publishers. So it's people like you, people who read our books, who make a big deal of it, who actually go and give reviews and talk about our books. You are the ones who make things happen for us as indie authors. So I want to just give a shout out to my sisters, Abba, Mamiya, and Marjorie. Their books are on Amazon. And in Ghana, all our books are the book nook store. So I want to put a plug in it for that. But what makes a successful author is people like you, people who are going to hear our message and buy our books. So if you compare us with these other publishing houses, they are doing advertisements all the time, right? Yes. So they do the Random Houses, the Penguins, they are all there advertising for their authors. We don't have this kind of support, but we have you. We have a message that we need to get out so that we won't be like, what if going to our grave and we never got to do that, right? So I just wanted to say that all of you listening, and Sheila, you have been such a good example of a support that me and my sister authoresses, we appreciate. You're always on anything that we do, you know, and you don't even know us. But you also believe in our vision of what our message, so you support us. So let me get to the question you asked. So I am a lot of things. I know myself, but I am also a procrastinator. I am an introverted extrovert. You know? So when I'm out, I'm at the party, but I spend a lot of my time by myself. And I love humor. I love to make people laugh, and I love to laugh. I can sit down and watch comedy like all day, like there's no tomorrow, right? And I'm a procrastinator. So this book wouldn't have come out. I think what propelled me and how I started to believe in the power of the book was the characteristics on Nelson Mandela. I didn't really get it well. So I went back to read his autobiography, The Long Walk to Freedom. I had read it several times, but this time something piqued my interest. He was talking about when he was in jail writing that. And one of the characteristics I like about Nelson Mandela is that he says that when he sets his mind to something, he gets it completed. That wasn't me. I have been writing this book and a lot of other books I start and I never finish. So I said, Lord, help me. When I turned 50, I said, this cannot be. I cannot go to my grave with so much unfinished business. So Lord, give me what it takes. So Nelson Mandela motivated me that if he could do it when he was in jail, I need to take my lazy bum off the couch and I need to turn off the comedy shows and sit down and write. So then I am not a type A personality. So I started making my days work for me. So I started to command my mornings. I'm a morning person. If you get me anytime after 9 p.m., my brain is fried. Don't hold anything I say against me the next morning. But in the morning, I'm as sharp as a razor. So I decided to let me work for me. So I decided to use my mornings better. So before I go to work at 8, I would have had about 3 hours of time either writing, either editing, or either connecting with my publisher. So that was how I overcame that challenge of laziness and procrastination.
I think we all share in that. I am a huge one and I'm working on it. At times I'm looking at what will I lose if I don't do this? And then that pushes me to get up and do it. And sometimes I'm like, what will happen if I don't do it? I'm looking at the negatives and the positive. And that's, inspires me to overcome that form of procrastination. So thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah, I really love your book.
Oh, excuse me. I was just going to add also that something I also didn't mention is 2 individuals, were also successful. So my publisher, a shout out to Nana Redamwa and Doug Padley, because they also helped me get disciplined. When Nana sent me something to do, he would always add a timeline, right? So having a publisher who knows their craft and who they know how to do their work also got me going. Another person who was very helpful was, of course, Marjorie Boafo of Margie TV, my sister authoress. I had so many questions, a bazillion questions, and she had gone ahead of me. She had already published 2 books by the time Applesinaseed. So I'll call her day and night, and then she would answer all my questions, and she will help bring me along. I wanted to point that out also.
Awesome. So it's not just you, but you also surrounded yourself with people that really help you. People who are like mentors to help you, guide you on the way. And that is awesome. That is what I'm learning to do. That instead of just being by myself, I should also seek out for people who can, help me. Because some people have already been on the journey that we are, and they can be of great help unto us. I love the way you structured your book. And I know anybody who buys it would. Well, they can read it. It's user-friendly, reader-friendly, only 9 chapters. And the chapters are so short, simple, straight to the point, with a lot of input, insight from you. So it's not even just talking about these heroes. You added yourself onto it. You added your journey into it. So that makes it so rich. So I hope everybody that have access to this will really benefit from it so much. I know there are few people watching us. I want to see, Sister Auntie Dorcas. Thank you, Sister. Okay, I see Auntie Dorcas, Sister Beryl, and Awake. Awake is another sister of mine. Sister, is it Sister Beryl? And now I'm like, because I saw Awake, I'm confused. Thank you for joining us. We bless the name of God. Sister Auntie Dorcas said right timing is very important too. Okay, so she added another nugget for us. God bless you all. That is from Sister Beryl. We are all victims of procrastination and laziness. I know Mama Dorcas has a book on the way coming. So
amen.
It's going to be the end of it. So thank you all for joining us. So now we are going to go into our book. I know you have 9 heroes, but we can just focus on one of them. By the way, I forgot to tell you Happy Women's History Day. So I know Women's History Month. Thank you for all the work you do. You are a role model and a mentor to all of us. So God bless you richly. So back to your book. We have 9 heroes. Can you just take one person and zoom in on the person and share their story and share some nuggets that we can get from this person? So I will leave that to you to share, to decide who, and then share with us. Thank you.
That is difficult. And it's difficult because it reminds me of when I was writing the book. I started with about 20 heroes, right? So this is a tough one. But in honor of Women's History Month.
Mm.
And as I think of destiny shapers and Miss Sheila, what you aspire to do, I am going to pick on Dr. Maya Angelou.
Nice.
Her life speaks to your vision for destiny shapers and your vision for destiny nuggets. And as a coach, you want to inspire and motivate people. So I think that she's one of my favorites. Her life speaks to a lot of what you aspire to do. And I know Miss Dorcas has a book on the way. And I know other readers probably love Dr. Maya Angelou also. So we are going to go with her. So I'm going to start. And as you can see, we wanted the book to be very creative. So for every chapter, I found a way to summarize it in about a sentence. And for Dr. Maya Angelou, I said, you can be all you want to be. Keep on keeping on, no matter the odds. And as I look at her life in totality, I think if anybody can teach us about the power of persistence, it was Dr. Maya Angelou. This is how I began. Dr. Maya Angelou was an author, civil rights activist, and poet. Almost every day on social media, someone quotes Maya Angelou. Why is that? That is a great question, and I want to thank you for asking. Is it that the circumstances of her life and how she managed to thrive and succeed in adversity that endears us to her? Or is it the fact that she made it in life, even though she was born to a life that didn't smell like success? The daily quotes on social media and the many literary works in different forms is a testament to the legacy of Dr. Maya Angelou. We thank God that she bequeathed to all of us humanity this seed that keeps bearing fruit. So Dr. Maya Angelou, Time magazine said in 2011 that she was one of the most influential people in modern times. Can you believe that? So she started her life as a singer, dancer, and became a journalist, civil rights activist, and later as a memorized poet and screenwriter. You know, her book, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, was a New York bestseller for 2 years. But can you believe that for most of her childhood, she refused to speak? What do you think made the difference in her life? Why she inspires me and why I think for Destiny Shapers and Destiny Nuggets, she's the one we pick is this. Dr. Maya Angelou was a woman of many talents. She lived life with a philosophy of joy encapsulated by her favorite saying. She said, life loves the liver of it. Let me repeat it. Life loves the liver of it. This morning, I went to the grocery store with my pajamas. Like I always wear my pajamas every day. So don't judge me, people. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. So I wear my foodie pajamas like the onesies that babies do. And I take it to the grocery store. So I was at the grocery store this morning. And the guy at the cash register's name is Terry. But he said, you're awfully happy this morning. It reminded me of the shadow we cast, right? So here I was humming to myself, and as Dr. Maya Angelou said, life loves the liver of it. The fact that we are awake and we have a whole 24 hours gifted by the Lord should give us enough encouragement to go on in life and make good of our day. As we know, the poems and essays of Dr. Maya Angelou are remarkable in their ability to bring out the best within us, you know. So this is attributed to her that once she said, my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion some compassion, some humor, and some style. And as we see from her life, she encouraged others to live that way as well. So for those of you who are also from Ghana, a plug. Dr. Maya Angelou spent time in Ghana and she loved it. And she spent time in my alma mater, the University of Ghana. And she also used to wear headscarves all the time. In my case, I'm having a bad hair year. Dr. Maya Angelou, it was a matter of style. So all of these are the reasons why Dr. Maya Angelou speaks to me today. So on this International Women's History Month, I get the privilege to come on your show, Destiny Nuggets, Sheila, to come and share with you and your audience. I just want to say, and hope that as you read Applesinaseed, or if you read about any of the other works of Dr. Maya Angelou, that you remind yourself that she encouraged us always to rise. So let's remember that no matter what, she rose above all that adversity she overcame. And today we celebrate her. So remember that no matter what comes your way, that you too can rise. And she showed us that we can do that.
That's awesome. These are nuggets that we cannot even forget. You've shared so many nuggets. Life loves the liver of it. So we need to love life. If you love life, then you can live. Life will also love you. So life will love you if you live as a person that loves life, right? That's awesome. We have to be happy. And I love Maya Angelou. She accomplished so much within 24 hours that we all have. I mean, one person, educationist, a writer, a producer, a dramatist, an actress, historian, filmmaker, civil rights activist. I'm like, I am just an educator. I go to work, I come back, and I'm so tired, and I think I'm done. But there are so much apples in us, so many apples in our seeds that we cannot count on. And if we can just give ourselves a little bit time, dig deep into ourselves, oh my goodness, how many apples can our seeds bear? And this is why Destiny Shapers is so excited to have you today. I love her poem title, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Oh my goodness. She inspires me so much. So I'm happy you chose her to talk about her today. So God bless you. And I know you have so many nuggets in this book. I mean, every page of this book carries so much, so much. The mentors, I saw the role of women in the lives of these heroes. I'm like, who, mothers, what are we doing about our children? I think I should give you a chance to throw a little bit more on that, a little bit more light on the role of mentors in your book. Thanks.
Well, thank you for that. You mentioned two mentors and mothers. So I'm going to start with mothers. And in Applesinaseed, I talked about Fanny Crosby and her mother and her grandmother. Those were the earliest mentors in her life. Fanny Crosby was blind, but her mother and grandmother spoke so much life into her life. So she grew up not even realizing that she had barriers. They believed in her and they spoke into her life. So for those of us who are mothers or aunties or cousins or sisters, we cannot underestimate the power of who we are in the lives of whoever the Lord has blessed us with. And especially seeing the gift. So once we are on the apples, seeing the seeds in your child or your ward or whoever is in your world. So I'll use myself as an example. I talk a lot and I like to laugh and I like to make people laugh. So do you know that I've always been like that? I wasn't a science, or I knew I wasn't going to be a doctor or an engineer. When I was going to school, I didn't get a lot of encouragement on that. But now, my youngest daughter, oh my goodness, she is like me. So guess what I am doing now? That kid, she said that she wants to do 5 things in life. She wanted to be a gymnast. She wanted to be a gymnast, and then she wanted to do plays, and she wanted to be in a show, so we've done all of that because who knows what her gifts are, right? And then she loves to debate me and my poor husband. My poor husband doesn't like to do a lot of research. Now this kid will do a lot of research and debate my husband and win. So what we are doing is we're inculcating in her all her gifts because we don't know. Because when I was young, because I didn't like math and I didn't like science, I wasn't, but there were some things in me that I wish that more formal adults in my life had seen and nurtured. But you talked about mentors. I had an auntie, sweet Margaret, who loved me very much. And since I was a kid, she would always say, you're going to go to West Eagles, you're going to do, but she spoke all these things into existence in my life. She didn't even know what she was doing. And anytime she was braiding my hair, she said, yes, if you don't go to West Eagles, you're not going to go to school. Like I'm thinking, okay, there's other schools, but she spoke into my life. So you don't even have to be a direct parent, or you can mentor the people who are in your life. So please, there's so many young people who feel that they don't amount to anything or they are worthless. Please, please, please. The Lord has us in their lives for a reason. Let's speak the Lord's purposes to prevail in their lives. Let's ask the Lord. The word said that all our children shall be taught of the Lord, and great will be their peace. What are all those things? Let's speak life into their lives. Let's be like Fanny Crosby's grandmother and mother, who didn't allow the fact that she was blind to deter them from speaking greatness into the life of that young woman. And today, for those of us who love to sing, when we are singing Blessed Assurance and all those songs that she wrote, can we imagine what would have happened if Fanny Crosby had grown up thinking that she couldn't do it? So let's take this opportunity. And if we can always start if we haven't done before. So people think that, my daughter always tells me, Mommy, I'm so happy that you are not like the other Ghanaian moms and you let me do things. And I said, kiddo, when I was young, nobody let me do anything that I like to do. So I won't repeat that same mistake. Go to now she wants to start boxing. I don't know if we are going to go there, but she's done some things already. So she always comes with something new. So, but she's done 5 of the things she wants to do. Now she's only waiting to be president. And she says after she retires from being president, she wants to be a chef. So she has 2 things on her list right now to complete.
Hallelujah. That's awesome. What a great revelation and nugget you are giving unto us. We need to speak into our children's life. We need to declare what we want to see in their lives. We don't have to be quiet. That's awesome. We also have to see the gift in them. I know you, in somewhere in your book, you share about your story. Growing up, you were a stammerer and you couldn't even talk, but this is where you are now. You are speaking, without any stammering. That is so awesome. And I was even excited when I read from your book that you were an MC to this wonderful man, Kofi Annan. That was like you got what you were really expecting. Somebody who couldn't talk. So that is what happens when we give people a chance, and when we aspire unto greatness, and when we desire something and we push through it. So you are a great example of knowing who you are, knowing your passion and going after it. So God bless you so much. You also spoke about allowing our children to explore. Your daughter is already like, she's flying already. She's really, I'm sure she has read your book and she has heard Mom talk about this over and over. And you are bearing fruit already in your child, your daughter. So that is awesome. I don't know if you wanted to share a little bit about the stammering and Kofi Annan, if you want to.
Yeah, so Sister Sheila, that was, yeah, you know, unfortunately, in our society, when I was growing up, for people who stammered, there were not a lot of interventions. So I didn't get a lot of that. And I knew how very frustrated I was when I couldn't talk. But that didn't deter me. I would always talk anyway, right? And I think that I didn't even realize the stammering was gone. But trust me, now, you know, God has a sense of humor, right? When I get angry, I can't even talk. Then I start to actually stammer. So that was interesting. But then Kofi Annan was just, you know, so an opportunity that I took advantage of. I do some emceeing. So when I was actually asked to MC for Kofi Annan, I was so happy. But you know, I'm a humorist. So I didn't, you know, even the person who hired me said, you know, this is a very serious event. But then from the time Kofi Annan laughed so much, and you know, so that was in May. He passed away, I think, 3 months after. But what made my heart so glad was when he got to Geneva, he actually wrote a letter to me and then thanked me. So he thanked me for. It was nice for him to hear some chi, so which was good. I did an Ashanti. I did like Mrane, right? Like, so somebody taught me how to do it, and I did that. But I made them laugh. He and his wife. I made them laugh and I made everybody laugh so much. And I didn't even intend to, right? So being a humorist is a gift. But what I can say is that I've embraced everything that the Lord made me. Like, you know, I've embraced who I am in total. I didn't get here. I never liked myself. I always wanted to be like this person, that person, this person, that person. I'm going to be 52 in May, God willing. It was when I turned 15, I said, okay, so what's wrong with me? All this year that I'm thinking that I wanted to be somebody, I wanted to be this, that. I realized that I was made in God's image. He doesn't make mistakes. The saddest thing is it took me about 50 years to get there, but I've arrived.
Awesome. Embracing who you are, knowing who you are and embracing it. And you are not alone. Some of us, we are heading towards 55. Now we have discovered our purpose and we are running after it. So I think you are not alone. And most of us here, I'm sure the viewers share the same, experience. We always think, because that is what our society, built in us growing up. We thought we should just go to school, get a certificate, look for employment, and we are done. And then we just go and come. And there are these books sitting in us, these great ideas sitting in us. Maybe you could produce your own song. You could create, come up with your own school inventions. But we just, settle for less. And that doesn't really help us to come up with the good things that are in us, the apples that are in us. So thank you so much for writing this book. You already said you had a lot of heroes you wanted to talk about. So who did you leave out in your draft?
Oh, that is so funny. So for almost everybody, I had Helen Keller and Fanny Crosby.
Oh.
I did Fanny Crosby because I'm a Christian, so I wanted, but Helen Keller is also very powerful, but I did Fanny Crosby because I love the hymns and, so I did Fanny Crosby. And also there's somebody called Wilma Rudolph. So I wanted to do Fanny Crosby, Helen Keller, or Wilma Rudolph. So Wilma Rudolph was disabled as a child, but she went on to be such a good sprint, and she won so many awards. So she was one that I wanted to do. I wanted to do Miriam Makeba. I love her. So I'm still going to do Mama Africa. Yeah, so I want to do Mama Africa. I wanted to do Yasantua. I wanted to do some, Lady Julia, Nana Asantehene's wife, right? So there's so many people I wanted to do, but it would have been too much, Yeah. And I also wanted it to be inclusive. Right now, our society is so divided. So I wanted to write a book too that no matter your creed, no matter your color, you could also see yourself in. So it was very interesting, So there's so many people so I have this list, and it's called the books I want to write. But if you are here listening to me and you have dreams, remember, we want to go to our graves empty. The Lord put these desires in you for a reason. The world is waiting for you to read that book, to sing that, to hear that song. The world is waiting for that business. The world is waiting for you. Remember, there's a song that only you can sing. If you don't sing that song, the world misses out. The symphony is not complete. So if you're listening and you can hear my voice, remember that we want to go to our grave empty.
Wonderful. Wonderful. What a way to summarize it all. And I know a lot of our sisters and brothers watching are like, I am going after my dream. And you know what? You need to go after your dream. You all need to dream. We all have dreams. And don't make it a small dream that you can achieve and you are done. Dream big. Make it so big that you are like, can I do it? And then you say, yes, I can. And then you try it. And you know what? I have a program that can help you to structure all your dreams. Put them on paper, plan it according to how you want to see it, prioritize it, take it one at a time, and you'll be there before you realize you have achieved all your dreams. And I even have a bucket list. You list all the things in the world you want to achieve and tell yourself, I'm going to do all this till I die. If you don't finish it, your children will finish it for you. Did we lose Miss Sister Rosemond? Did we lose you? Okay, so we have some few comments from our viewers. We thank you all for joining. I hope Sister Rosemond is coming back on. Sister Edith Morrison, thank you. Good work, great women, bless you. Thank you all for joining. I am hoping our sister, she's back. Yes.
I'm so sorry. I hit the wrong button.
Sorry. Okay. No problem. Sister Lucy from Paul, my sister-in-law, says, awesome, sister. Thanks for the encouragement. So God bless you. We are really enjoying it. My husband says, indeed, if you study the lives of other influential figures from both distant and recent history, you will find that a commitment to deep work is a common theme. Awesome, awesome. You know why one of the reasons why I was attracted to your book? And I was listening to you reviewing and I bought it immediately. I'm like, straight to Amazon, I bought it. Because I like biography. You know why? I studied the lives of people who are like me, who face challenges, the same background, and they were able to overcome and they were able to achieve their dreams. I love biography. Growing up, even in high school, I would read biographies. And I still read biography. And I love this because you have so many people in one book. So it's not just one person. You have 9 wonderful people, heroes, in one book. And you summarize it. So it's so easy for me to capture it. And you didn't end there. You added your own voice to it, your own experiences and what you did and how you overcame. So that makes it stand out for me. So thank you so much for writing this book. So are you working on another book? Because I am waiting and I know our viewers after buying this book and reading, they will be like, I want another one from Sister Rosemond.
So just like Dr. Maya Angelou, using all my gifts, and one of the ways that my professional life intersects with my values is I'm also a diversity, equity, and social justice practitioner. I've done that for about 20 years, but I don't talk about work because we all define ourselves about our work, but our work is not who we are. So I intentionally don't do that so that we can, our worth, because what happens is, so when I get fired from my job, then am I worthless? No, I have intrinsic value aside from whether somebody employs me or not. But back to my work. So I have received a lot of requests for me to write Applesinaseed for kids. And I'm still trying to figure out how that
would be awesome.
I would do that. And like I told you, I have that long list of all the books I want to write. But so what I wanted to do is, when I was growing up, I didn't see books with people who looked like me for a long time. And I wanted to remedy that. I want to be the change that I want to see. So for those of you who are from Africa, you know about Dr. Chinua Achebe. Dr. Chinua Achebe said, until the lions have their own historian, the tale of the hunt would always glorify the hunter. So I decided to make myself the self-appointed Lions historian.
Hallelujah.
So be on the lookout for the Lions historian. What I'm working on is a series of children's books that looks at African heroes. My hope is that as children see themselves reflected in this book, in these books, it can inculcate in them some self-worth and self-love, and they can actually aspire to be somebody who looks like them. So be on the lookout for the Lions historian. And the Lions, my tagline is amplifying authentic voices. So again, for those of you who want to be authors, remember the Lions historian is there to also support, to uplift your voice as well. So I have a series of children's books coming out, and so for those of you, you get the first preview. So I have Nanaya Santua, I have Queen Nandi, and then Queen Amina, and then I'm also going to do some books on some royal. So we call them a heritage collection, and I wanted to call them a royal heritage collection, but we took out the royal because we almost everybody from Africa said they are a king or queen. So now, you know, so
I know, right?
So be on the lookout for the heritage collection. And the more I see myself is I'm going to be writing some more, and I'm going to, that part of me that is a storyteller, I'm going to do more storytelling.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love the way you said it. You said you saw yourself as a storyteller, and even in your book, you told me, you said how they didn't really appreciate you, you know, telling stories. And you know, in our culture, all we want to see is our children becoming doctors, lawyers, scholars. So, but here you are, you didn't close your eyes on that specific gift. You went all out and you are using it, and it's helping you. So viewers, whatever gift you are, it's a seed. It's a seed in an apple. You need to let that seed come out. You need to grow that seed, and you need to see that apple tree growing, germinate, bear more fruit, more apples in that seed. So thank you so much, Sister Rosemond. We will, before we let go of you, because you have so much nuggets, I'm even like, I can't let you go. So what is your final word for us? You have any final nuggets? And then when people want to contact you, or if people want to get your book, buy it, how and where should they go to? Thank you so much.
Well, again, I want to thank you, viewers. Thank you for making time Thank you, Sister Sheila. Thank you, Destiny Shapers, for giving me this platform. So I want to start with for Applesinaseed. You can go to Amazon if you are in the United States, or you are in Canada or Australia, global. If you are in Ghana, is the Book Nook store. You can get your copies from there. Or you can go to rosemondowens.com, rosemondowens.com. You can learn more about me. There is, so you can also join, so I have this called a band. You can join me and others, and then what we do is we share information to inspire one another. But please go to rosemondowens.com. If you read Applesinaseed, be like Sister Sheila, leave a review. Others who don't know me, who haven't heard me speak, they wouldn't know. But if you leave a review, they'll be more tempted to purchase Applesinaseed. And remember, we indie authors, so we are indie authors, independent authors, myself, Marjorie, Boafo, Marge, Abba Keto Anda, and Mameya Boafo Norman. One of the things I want to say, writing is not easy. Being an independent author is not easy. So please support Ghanaian indie writers. There's others, Lucy Quest, there's others, Gifty Auntie. Please support us. Because like Sheila does, she supports all of us all the time. That is how we can thrive as indie authors, So now, my 3 things that I want to leave with you is, if you want to die empty, there are 3 things you need to do. The first thing is figure out your why. It was Friedrich Nietzsche who said, "He who has a why can endure anyhow." Figure out your why. What makes you come alive? When you figure out your why, you will find the courage to persist in that why no matter what. Oh. The next thing is take action. One of my favorite sayings is that in life, there's 3 kinds of people. Those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who say what happened. Take action. Become somebody who makes things happen. Once you figure out your why, write it down. What does it say in the Bible? You write the vision down, you write it on the wall, right? You write down your vision and you take action on that. And the third thing is be persistent. Applesinaseed, whether it was Nelson Mandela, whether it was Maya Angelou, Fanny Crosby, whether it was Esther Klu, whether it was Abraham Lincoln, all of them were persistent. They never gave up. And one thing is, don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive. And then go do that. Oh. The world needs more people who are alive. So when you are alive, when I are alive, everybody is doing what makes them come alive. Can you imagine what would happen? So I just want to admonish you. Figure out your why. Take action. Be persistent. And if you do these 3, guess what? The next book I'll be writing will be about you.
What a great way to end this discussion. I am so satisfied. I know our viewers are all satisfied as well. Once again, thank you all. God bless you all. Go figure out your why. Take action. And I would say take a huge gigantic action. And be persistent. You know why? procrastination will come at your door and be peeping. Hey, let's do it. Let's go here. Let's do that. And slow it down, but persist. Push through it. Maya Angelou said something, and I got that quote from your book. He said, you must encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. That is how you become persistent. Push through it, because there's so many things coming at us. But if you are persistent, defeat will come. Things will come at you, but you're not giving. You push through it. That is how our sister wrote this book. I know she didn't say this, but I heard her saying it, that it took her 10 years to write this book. So don't think yours is too late. You are never late. So just be persistent and push through it. Push through the odds and you'll be able to do it. And if you are looking for a mentor, a coach, I am right here to support you. Write out your goals and break it down in such a way that you'll be able to get one thing at a time done. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. Sister Pastor Linda says, it said, ask yourself what makes you come alive. Yes. Thank you for capturing that too. And ask yourself what makes you come alive and make it happen. So make it happen. And I remember she said, go do that. So don't just say it, do it. Take action. Take a massive action. And I know we will all make great impact if we are all setting our lights on, our candles on. By next year, 2021, oh my God, what a huge light and impact we'll make in our world. So please, 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 don't settle for less. Don't settle for small. Don't just say, I am okay with what I'm doing. Maya Angelou did more than 9 things. We are doing just one. We can do 3 or 4 or 2 or 3. And there is much that we can do. And don't forget, be a mentor to somebody as well. Be a mentor to your child. Speak life into that child's life. Whatever you want to see, speak into their lives. And I know we will create so much result and impact in our world that we will die empty. We will die satisfied. So once again, thank you, everybody. Go get the book. Go get the book. And I have told Sister Rosemond that anybody that sign up to my program or sign on to my program, I'm going to give you a copy of this book bonus for free. So come join my coaching business, Destiny Shapers Academy. You'll get one of these books free of charge. So thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you all. Until next 2 weeks when we come back live. See you. Bye. I love you all.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sister Sheila and Destiny Shapers, Destiny Academy. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.